Be March Boxing was good boxing heads and fight fans around the world. So former WBA 118 bantamweight champion Anselmo Chimito Moreno and pound for pound standout will be returning back to the ring after a 2-year hiatus is coming out of retirement. Anselmo Moreno, he'll be coming back. He's talking about probably fighting April 30th back in Panama, the country he's from, you know what I mean? Samuel Moreno's he's going to turn 34 in June, so he's not that old. But he did get knocked out in his last fight, you know what I mean? Now, Moreno, and that was against Julio Ceja. Now, his record is 36 wins, 6 losses, 1 draw, 12 KOs. He had won the WBA title back in 2008 when he fought the guy by the name of Vladimir Sidorenko. And he went out to Germany to beat the man. You know what I mean? He won that by decision. He defended his title about 10 times. You know what I'm saying? And I remember when he beat guys like Victor Archenian and that French dude, Mayer Monchepor. You know what I mean? Those were good wins for him, you know. And the 10 title defenses, that's a lot. You know what I mean? That's why this man, Anselmo Moreno, was on the pound for pound list. I remember when he even stepped up in weight, went to 122, and he fought Abner Maris at the time, who was a WBC champion. You know what I'm saying? He lost, but, you know, he tested himself. You know what I mean? He dared to be great. He went up to 18. I'm sorry, to 122. And he moved back down to bantamweight. And he eventually had lost. He had a couple more title defenses, but he eventually lost his title via cuts to Juan Carlos Payano. That's the same belt Juan Carlos Payano lost to. Um, what's the guy from Cincinnati? Rashid Warren in two very good fights. You know what I mean? Juan Carlos Payano and Rashid Warren. They had a nice couple fights. You know what I'm saying? Then, you know, after he lost his title, he went to Japan and he fought Shinsuke Amanaka. Shinsuke Amanaka at the time was also creeping in the pound for pound list, and I think when he beat, um, I think he got into the pound for pound list shortly after beating this man, Juan Carlos Payano. But that was a close fight. Not Carlos Payano, excuse me, Anselmo Moreno. That was a very close fight, you know what I mean? I even actually had, and I like Shinsuke Amanaka, but I had Moreno winning that fight. You know what I mean? It was a close fight, could have gone either way, but I had slightly edged it to the man Anselmo Moreno, you know what I mean? And I remember Moreno, he had a rematch with Shinsuke Amanaka. He had fought somebody in between. I can't quite remember who. I think it was I can't remember who quite, but he went back to Japan and he lost in a rematch when he got knocked out. You know what I mean? He got stopped by the man Shinsuke Amanaka. You know what I mean? So they had a great couple fights. Um, then he eventually lost his last fight of his career to the man Julio Ceja, a guy who had challenged for the WBC title a couple times. You know what I mean? You know, so Moreno will be coming back. He ain't gonna be fighting at 118 in his first comeback fight. He's gonna be fighting at 126 or 130. So it's gonna be quite heavy. But you know, there's no shame in this game. You know what I mean? The man's coming back out of retirement after 2 years. Probably needs to get back into fighting condition. But at 34 years old, what does he have left in the tank? I'm not too sure. You know what I mean? I'm not too sure, especially if he's going to be competing at higher weight classes. You know what I'm saying? Because even at 122, he couldn't get the job done versus Abner Maris. So what's he going to do with featherweights and super featherweights? I'm not too sure, man. Hopefully he ain't coming back for the money, but more than likely that's what it is. You know what I mean? I personally didn't think he needed to retire, but he had a great career. Is he a Hall of Fame fighter? I'm not quite too sure if he is. But those fights that he had with the man Shinsuke Amanaka, those were Hall of Fame level quality fights. If he had probably won those fights, then we're talking about maybe he could be in the Hall of Fame because Shinsuke Amanaka also has a case for eventually going into International Boxing Hall of Fame. Excuse me, Hall of Fame. So Anselmo Moreno will be returning back to the ring April 30th, and I'm looking forward to see what he has left in the tank. You know what I mean? So let me know in the comment section what you think about Moreno coming back. Let me know if you think this guy has anything left in the tank. You think he can beat any featherweights or super featherweights? You never know. They might throw him in the ring with a guy like Shakur Stevenson or Michael Conlon trying to boost their profile with the guy who was a long-time champion, 10 title defenses. Can't knock that. Be Marsh Boxing. Leave your thoughts.